I'm back. What's up, people? Hold on. I don't want this to go yet. I don't want this to go quite yet. I want this to take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. We will get to this in a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Love you guys. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bunneh 3000. This is the Geek Heed Magazine Geekswagg podcast. Thank you so much for being here. We are on Ladies of the Round Tables channel for LORT Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. I think we're going to have a pretty good show today. I really do. As you can see, my co-hosts are not here as of yet. I think I have had a confirmation at the Grim Freaker herself, our occasional guest host, apparently may be joining us today. I know I keep saying that a lot, but hey, we're doing what we can to get things going on here. Let's see, who is this? Oh, it is Dirty Helmato. Let me give him a kiss all. Boogie shots. Is that who I think it be? Yes, dude. Dirty Helmato. Hello. Ew. Ew. Oh, wait. Oh my God. Got the chicken and all kinds of stuff. Ew. That's just disgusting. Ew. The crust. Yes. We don't want to see all that. Ew. Stop it. Daggone it.
Chicken his finger licking.
Even the floss has tartar on it now. Daggone it, man. Cut it out, son.
Get that tea build up.
Helmato, what's going on? Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
That is stupid. I didn't say exactly what I said, but daggone it. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, he's here. Let me see whether or not I can get the one, the only,
the Grim Breaker.
Grim Freakness. Let me see if she is available. She said she was gonna be on. Hold on, where's the thing?
Right there.
Shut up.
Right there.
Shut it.
Right
Okay, we
there.
are going to add somebody to the call. We're gonna say,
nobody goes brown.
Frisnika. Can we get all up in the pieces?
In greases and chicken. Cause finger licking.
Is that her? Is she there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, baby.
Hello.
What to do? Hello, Grim Freakness. Say hello to the people.
Oh, we're here?
Hell yeah, we here, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, smell.
We live, son.
We live. We doing it live as usual. Yes. Welcome everybody. We got the crew here. Can I get an amen? Can I get
Amen,
something?
y'all. Amen.
Yes. Lord loves us. We are happiness here. Everybody's all up in the place to be.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Geekswagg. We are finally here, forming like Voltron, doing what we do.
That's right.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going, y'all? How's it going, Freaker? What's going on, girl?
Trying to avoid Witcher 3 spoilers left and right.
Don't worry about it. We got all that, most of it out of our system last week, so. And we didn't even spoil that much, so it wasn't too bad.
We try to keep it under wraps. I mean, it's hard to spoil anything. There's so much.
Yeah, I actually saw a couple of like little split second things. I was like, I need a PS4. I need a PS4.
She ran away. La 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 la.
Yeah, I was really jealous because the graphics is sick. Like the graphics really freaking sick. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? I've got to work on that, but
yeah, girl.
I can't watch it. I can't listen to people play. I can't do it.
You know what? I would tell you, if you want to get a little taste, go ahead, because just from me playing, I mean, I've put about 12 hours in so far, and it's just massive, huge. I mean, when I look at my map and all the places I can go, this is ridiculous. It's just so much to touch on. So I don't think you're gonna miss out from watching onesie twosie with people doing a little questy here and there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, by the time you get it, you won't even remember the quest you were looking at.
BJ, I'm about to be real nosy. I'm sorry, I have to ask this. What is that in the background? It says Aces in the background. But you got some goodies? What's going on?
Oh, that girl, that's my. Didn't you know that's my new gaming laptop that I'm using right now?
Oh, why do you still have the box?
Say, why'd I do the who?
Why you still have the box?
Oh, I just put it up there because I didn't have anything else to take up a whole lot of space that has something behind the box. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put the box right there in front of it so it doesn't look all random and nastiness.
Wow. Oh, okay.
It's called ghetto wallpaper, girl.
I'm sitting there I'm like, what is that? Will he get something new? Got some goodies over there? But yeah, Jay, I'm just like trying to avoid as much as possible, but I'm seeing it like left and right. So anytime I see Witcher 3, I just go,
collect.
Can't look at it. No say. I hear you. You don't want to spoil anything. But
nah.
Like I said, I don't think you're gonna spoil anything by watching a little video here and there. Like I said, there's so much, but by the time you get to the physical game itself, you won't even remember what the hell happened in there. It's massive.
Yeah, I know it's crazy because I was telling you before when I saw like that beautiful preview that they had on the build at E3 a few years ago. Mm-hmm. I was just like blown away, and I knew that there couldn't be anything else but good to come from it because CD Projekt Red had pushed it back from its original date because it was supposed to come out, I think, like last year, December or something like that. And they were like, they wanted to push it back because they had some things that they need to fix on there, and they didn't want to give us a broken game. And people were like, oh, but I'm like, you guys, they have integrity. They want to make sure that we get the best game that we possibly can. And I haven't really heard a bad thing about the game. I can't really follow that up with like super duper facts because I've been avoiding everything that says The Witcher 3. But I haven't seen anything that caught my eye that made me go, maybe I shouldn't get The Witcher 3. Like, I'm gonna get it regardless.
Heck yeah. It should be in a PS4 bundle for you, essentially. That's basically the way it's set up.
Nice,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it if they're in the works on getting something together with that right now. Cause, I mean, people, I before it actually came out, there were some people talking about, this story is this, and let me tell you. When I play that, there's not much. I play so many video games that it's just like there's not much that impressed me to the level where it's like, ooh, But this is definitely ooh. Let me tell you, the first time I walked into horseback into one of those major cities, I was floored. I mean, it's that pretty. I had to stay there for like a good 4 or 5 minutes just watching the water glisten all over my body. I mean,
it's like we were saying last week. They basically deemed Witcher 3 basically this generation's crisis because it's a benchmark for like PCs nowadays. The way that they're upping the quality with each patch that they do for the game. So
yeah, it's and even like I'm not a fan of fetch quests, but the fetch quests, they have such good story to them. It's so good. I mean, and the acting, oh my goodness, man. It's just I'd be chilling there, just be like, yo, this is awesome. It is. It's mad fun. I mean, like that Saturday, when I didn't get a lot to play during the week when it came out, but the Saturday, since we had that long weekend, yep, it was first time I pulled a 3 o'clock in the morning joint. I haven't been up there that long that, where it's, I'm hanging out till 3 in the morning. I'm like, yo, I gotta go to bed.
Just one more quest.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go do this one more thing, and then I see something like, ooh, that shine. And that's the thing about the game. Nothing like that since Skyrim has been coming up. Where where you want to go off the path like so quickly, whether you're doing a main quest or a side quest, you're just looking around like, ooh, what's that? And then whoop, you're off the path.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it happens to me. I'd say about 99% of the time. So
yeah, there's a lot in the world. The world's really, really big. It's
scaled.
It's exploration heaven essentially.
Yeah,
and it's very, very well done. Very, very, very well done. Highly recommended for everybody that loves video games. Period.
Right.
It's just great.
You know what? I didn't even put this down, but there's a couple of sites out there that has it for the PC for like $34.
Really?
Yeah, for like it's like a 2-day kind of sale, and you can pick it up for the PC for $34.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's
of course Thicket Nation doesn't even know which sites they is, so I'm gonna have to task him and go find it while we talking. I meant
to put it down, and I was just
hate you.
So
how you just gonna tell people and get get their eyes and
search? I guarantee
get everything all glistening, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's 2 sites, but I don't know which ones they are.
No, go to Google and do Witcher 3 sale, and I guarantee you'll find it. It's got to be out there. So
shameful.
It is. It is very shameful. I'm
shameful,
sorry,
Picky.
People,
shameful.
But if you're looking for it, I mean, I did the whole pack when I bought it. I pre-ordered it, so I got that and the expansion. So they had a little PS4 sale, so that's what I scooped it up.
Nice. So what you been getting into, Makida?
Well, I haven't had much time for gaming. I was planning on catching up and trying to like complete some games that I've had on my backlog, which is huge.
You're a good soul.
Yeah,
you're a good gaming Samaritan.
Really huge. I went to GameStop.
Tisk.
What was it, like last week, and I picked up a couple of games for oh my gosh, ZGO has like a segment that we do called games we should have played, and I picked up, what was it? I think it was
Batman.
It was one of the Batman games. I've never played a Batman game before, even though I'm a huge Batman fan. I've never played a Batman game before because I'm always scared that it's going to ruin things for me. Kind of like a really bad comic book movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I didn't want to have to play the game and I'd be like, God, I want to throw out everything Batman now, But
no.
Yeah, but I forgot which one in the Batman series it is, but it was like
$20. Series, though, right?
Yeah, Arkham City.
I think it was Arkham. I think it's Arkham City. I think it's Arkham City.
That one's $20.
Asylum or it's either Asylum or City.
Something like that. I don't know. It's one of them. It's one of them. And I'm like, okay,
Origins.
You know what? It could be. I mean, I just picked it up because I was like, oh, I've never played a Batman game before. Let me just, let me snag it.
Right.
And what was it? Oh my gosh, what's that game with Ellen Page? What was it? Beyond.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls.
Yes, Beyond Two Souls. And you know how the game had like a whole bunch of hype behind it because
drove me crazy, girl.
Yeah,
you have
had a whole bunch of hype behind it. So I figure I'm probably gonna do like I guess like a kind of or maybe a retro review of it because I guess it's not really retro per se, but it is behind us.
Yeah.
So it's like games we should have played, and I'm just gonna give just a review what I thought of it. If I really should have played it or not. Should have I have even spent the $17 at GameStop for the game. So just. I don't know. I've just been relaxing right now. I'm trying to get the site back on schedule because it's just been hectic. I'm working 2 jobs and it's crazy. Life is just crazy. So I'm just trying to get that and I want a PlayStation 4. God damn it! I need a PlayStation 4 so I could be online. Like, it'd be much easier for me to stream games if I just get a PS4 instead of having to worry about if my computer's strong enough for it, you know? Because, like, it's every time I try to stream, it freaking buffers and stuff.
Which is why I got this glorious little laptop here.
Has it been good to you? Like,
oh, yes. I love this little thing. It's been working things out for me. Anytime I stream, I don't have any problems with it.
I'm jelly.
The only thing, you know, I know that it, you know, it's pretty, it's beefed enough where if there's like a recent game that comes out that I can probably put it on maybe high, but not like ultra high.
What, like the frames per second?
Yeah, like frame rate and graphics and stuff. I have to drop stuff a little bit to get it to run right. But you know, it works out really well. Really, really well. Got a lot of RAM on it. i7. It's nice.
Yeah. Wow. That's why I built my own, because with mine, I stick that sucker up all the way.
No, I wanted to go that route, but I'm not quite at that point yet. I'm looking to kind of get a household next year maybe. So I was like, I need something in the interim so I can get my feet wet again. Because honestly, I haven't done PC gaming seriously since like almost since before 2004, you know? So I was like, I just got to get something that I can run modern games on and don't have to do all retro games on. You know what I mean? So, you know, but that actually, on that note, Thicker Nation, what have you been getting into other than daggone Witcher 3, man?
Well, actually,
you know that's all you've been on.
I have. I've been playing the hell out of that game, and but in the last couple days, I know you probably going like, boo, who cares? But I've been falling back to MLB The Show.
No, whatever floats your boat, you know.
Doing my little my
playing
career
wiffle ball. That's all right.
And that's actually, I've been loving that because I forgot how much fun that was.
Like playing with balls, that's great.
I do, yo. I do rubbing them, tossing them.
Toss the ball around, Diggy. Toss the ball around.
That game, just from top to bottom, is, if you're a baseball fan, I mean, it doesn't get any better. The GM mode is freaking unbelievable. You know, the My Player mode, where you get to craft your own player. You know, I got my dude. He's a nice little shortstop in there. Switch hitter, 6'4". You know, the way you set up your attributes, everything. I mean, it's just so well. You know, you could talk to the GM, request more playing time. I mean, there's just a lot going on in there. And I like their perk system, so you can get, like, your perk systems are based off of, you know, equipment. So, like, if you want to be a gold glove, you can buy gloves that give you, you know, bump your stats up. You can get cleats that'll make you faster, bats that'll improve your hitting with, you know, power, contact.
You get steroids too?
Actually, you do. You call A-Rod. Yeah, A-Rod for that, yo. You got A-Rod.
They hardcore, ain't
Wouldn't that be funny? Like, yo, you want some roids?
No, I mean, for real, you remember that football game that they did that with?
Which one was that one?
I forget. There was one football game. You know, it wasn't licensed by the NFL, of course, because the NFL never would allow something like that.
No, of course not.
But I'd have to look it up. But there was one game. There was like one football game that came out back in like I want to say it was in the 360 PS3 age, where where you could actually juice your player.
Wow. I don't remember that. Probably like one of those all pro footballs or something like that. Yeah, but I mean, you know, this game has a lot of attributes like that. So it's, I mean, like,
that's what it was. I'm sorry. I didn't cut you off. It's called Blitz the League.
Blitz the League. Yes. Yeah. That was like an NBA Jam for football.
Yeah. And you know, they put like a storyline in it and everything, and had explicit language and drug use and all kinds of stuff, yo.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, this one doesn't have, you know, drug use and stuff like that, but it does have a storyline. Actually, like how 2K is, like their My Player is like, it's almost like an RPG kind of, you know, customize your dude, you go through certain scenarios, you know. So this is kind of the same thing just for baseball.
Right, right.
So I've been getting into that and enjoying it. So that's kind of like my playing down game. I'll do that, and I actually hit up some Call of Duty this weekend. Believe it or not, I dust that off.
Boo!
And for those that are actually curious about it, I found the cover art for Blitz League, and guess who they got on the front cover?
Me.
Lawrence Taylor.
That's right. I was high 90% of the time.
Oh man. But, ladies and gentlemen, I have somewhat of a treat since Thicker Nation has updated us on what all is going on. This past week, I've been delving into a lot of games, yo. I've been real fortunate. I had the time to delve into some stuff. I actually delved into some stuff other than Witcher 3. So, one of the games actually I was pretty excited about, and I kind of talked about this game a bit when we were talking last week, actually, Jay. And I kind of just showed the trailer and everything for it. I didn't show the trailer. I put the trailer in the show notes. And the name of the game was Ark Survival Evolved, which is what I've got over here in the side. That has.
Is that the one with the dinosaurs?
Yes, that is the one with the dinosaurs.
I seen that. I was laughing when I saw some dudes.
Dude, this is one of the. When I first got in this game, it was like one of the oddest looking things I have ever seen. But this game is mad fun.
Is it a PC game?
Yeah. It's right now. It's a early access PC game. Actually, I have a code. If you can run it, well, yeah, you can run. You can run that thing on freaking
Dude, send me the code because I saw some guys playing it today, and it just looked funny as hell. I was like, I want to go do that.
It is mad funny, and the thing about this game is, it's like a survival game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so it like puts you on this group of islands that, of course, have it's almost like, hey, you're dropping into Jurassic Park, and the catch, of course, is there's a lot of other people that'll be there. The largest server size I saw, and of course this was before their release, was like 100 people can be on one server at a time. And you're basically running around, and once you drop in, you've got absolutely nothing but your hand. You've only got your underwear on, basically. And what you do is you're basically tasked to survive, so you're gaining experience just for surviving. So very slowly your experience bar is going to go up, but as you complete certain tasks and build different things, of course you get more experience for doing those kinds of things. And so you have to, just like in a regular survival game, you have to make certain that your character isn't too hot or too cold, isn't hungry, has shelter, has clothes. So you have to find food, you have to build your own house or someplace where, it'll protect you from the elements. And all the while, of course, you got different dinosaurs that are roaming all over the place, right? And the one catch that I haven't figured out about this game yet, and you'll kind of see it in just a second, is when you start, you've got this little implant right there on your arm. You see that, Air? And I have no clue what that implant is, why it's there, or what it's supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so as you're going about, and the graphics on this thing are gorgeous, So, it's got all these different players. And, of course, for some reason, all the characters are like Diesel. They're just mad cut. So, you're going around
doing Kunta Kinte. That's why.
Yeah, right? It's something weird like that. But as you're going around doing stuff on the island, of course, it goes from day to night. And when I say night, I mean if you don't have any kind of light, or if you don't see the moon or whatever, you can't see shit. I mean, it's pitch black. You have to have a torch or something like that, because you will not be able to roam around without a torch or without some kind of light source of some kind. So for some reason and this is what it's named after, there's this big, like, futuristic looking ark or column that's like hovering over the water just off the coastline at all times as you're playing. And I guess what you're intended to do is once you figure out and get to a point where you have survived, and you aren't like on the brink of like dying and not don't have shelter or anything like that, right? Once you get all your defenses or your fort or whatever created and your character is able to build a decent amount of stuff, you can actually start doing some real exploring and going off to try to see what this arc is, why it's there, and all this other kind of stuff. And of course, everybody that is in playing the game now are just people that have been able to get the early access version that the developer has given out. I don't think it comes out officially until like later on tonight. But a lot of different outlets have been streaming their gameplay and everything. And one of the first things that I noticed when I was in there was you're gonna need other people to help you. Just running around out there by yourself is like super hard. It was like every time I got close to building my own hut or fort or whatever so I could actually go to sleep and not die, and in the middle of the night, big ass carnosaurs, or you remember those things in Jurassic Park that had like the little gill looking things that spit that stuff at the fat dude in the first Jurassic Park?
Yeah, with
those things
look like the pelicans and shit with the ears.
Yeah, they I swear I got killed at least 3 times by those things. I got killed by a raptor once. I got killed by this, I call it a stealth carnosaur because I didn't hear it until it was biting me like 3 or 4 times. I'm hoping that's a glitch because that thing is big as hell and I did not hear a damn thing. I'm sitting here trying to pick berries and trees and fruits and stuff, and the next thing I know I turn around and the big ass carnosaur that's like I don't know 20 feet tall is sitting there biting me. I'm like, I start trying to run, and of course that thing is too big. And one time I tried to escape from it and jump into the water, and a megalodon like came up out of the water, like out of the depths of the water, and ate me while I was trying to swim away from the carnosaur. So there's all kinds of like carnivorous dinosaurs that you have to be aware of. There's dodo birds running around that you can kill, and apparently, and I had to ask around and try to figure this out a little bit. As you go up levels, you're able to open up different blueprints of different things you can make. And everybody's first question that they asked me when they joined the stream was, how do you ride dinosaurs? Because in the trailer, that's all you saw. People were riding flying dinosaurs, riding all different kinds of dinosaurs and all kinds of stuff, right? And I think I figured it out. You basically have to get to a point where you can build a specific type of saddle for each specific dinosaur type. So, of course, the bigger dinosaurs you're not going to be able to build a saddle for until you get pretty high in level, apparently. And, and then, of course, the smaller ones you'll be able to make a saddle for it. And I haven't played it long enough to actually tame a dinosaur yet. But some were telling me that the developer notes were like you have to put certain types of food or whatever out that those dinosaurs like to eat. Wait for them to come and eat it, and then you have to jump on them, tame them, put the saddle on them, and do all this other kind of stuff. But apparently you're not stuck with caveman technology. It actually allows you to go from having a stone pickaxe to having an actual gun. You just have to be able to harvest the right resources to be able to build all those things, and of course stay alive in the midst of doing all that. Because of course everybody that's running around on the island with you won't be friendly. They'll be assholes. They'll come and they'll jack your stuff. Which happened to me like 3 or 4 times. I was like, hey, yeah, I was like, hey, how's it going? And then all of a sudden they pulled out a spear. They stabbed me, and I was trying to run away because I didn't know how to make a spear yet. And they stole all my stuff. And so I think one other person that was watching the stream actually told me they have slavery in this game also. And of course, you know, other survival games like H1Z1 and I forget what the other one is. They have like forms of slavery and stuff in there also for the players and stuff. But they were like, okay, if a particular person dies, and you see their body and they aren't on the server, if they decide to come back to that server and you take their body and pull it into like your home or establishment or your fort or something, then when they respawn, they'll, I guess, technically be your slave or something like that, and they can't leave or whatever until you allow them to leave or whatever.
Very interesting.
Right, so you know there'll be plenty of assholes in this game that'll be all they want to do is just kill people so that they can drag their body and do whatever they decide to do with them, right?
Right.
So, you know, the very first thing I was like, you know, the people that were watching me on the server, I was like, okay, when you guys get this game, friend me on Steam. We are getting together as a clique because I'm not getting enslaved and none of that stuff. I'm like, look, I'm going to need some help. Y'all got to help me out. Because I was sick of dying by carnosaurs. The freaking same carnosaur just kept going all along the coastline and would find me every single time. And right after I built a house, the carnosaur basically just hid around that area where the house was and waited for me to come back. I was like, little bastard. Well, not little bastard. It was a big bastard. But this game was fun. I played this thing from like maybe 9 o'clock until about 1 in the morning last night.
Wow.
And I had a blast doing it, even though I died a bunch of times. You know, I was hyped because I wanted to build a house, and then I was like, okay, I can build a house now. Now I want to build, you know, this. I want to build that, and try to see if I can get other people to help me out. And of course, every time I met somebody, they tried to kill me. So I was like, okay, my next goal is to get something so I can defend myself and people can stop killing me. Or dinosaurs, for that matter. Right. But no, I'm hype about this game. I just want to get a T-Rex saddle and start riding it and eating people.
Wow!
Shoot, you give me that code, we be T-Rexing and riding saddles and.
Yeah, it's fresh, and I mean it's definitely gorgeous. It's one of those games that, you know, they put a lot into the graphics and everything. It looks really well. I'd have to say the animation for like some of the characters isn't quite there, but you know, it's early. You know, they definitely have a really, really good template, I guess is the word I'm looking for, to really build from when it comes to that. But it's a gorgeous game. Let me see if I can get it real quick. For the Thick Nation, Steam Kids owned. But yes, that is, and you'll see over there on the side more of me running around getting eaten by dinosaurs and stuff as we talk here. But yes, Ark Survival Evolved is the name of the game. Thanks to the people at Reverb Games for giving me the hookup for that. And guys, you will definitely see more gameplay from me and probably even Dirty Helmato, apparently.
Yeah, I will, because I like stuff like that. I'll be riding. Man, I played Far Cry 4 just to ride an elephant.
Just to ride an elephant.
Dude, that shit was fun. After I did that, I kind of stopped playing.
Oh man, so yeah, you'll have plenty of fun trying to figure out how many different dinosaurs you can actually ride.
Dude, I'm getting a T-Rex and I'm eating everybody. See, so like that, I would just be laughing all day just doing that.
I know, right? That's what I'm waiting for too.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. See, like that, I'll just do that all day.
But and let me pause with that gameplay real quick because I wanted to show you guys another game that I played a little bit of, and unfortunately I was not as impressed with this game, but I will put it up here for you guys to see anyways. This game here is by an indie group called Tale of Tales, I think, something like that. And the game itself is called Sunset. And I was real curious when I read something on Gama Sutra about the developer saying that they modeled, um, I forget how he worded it. He named the character Angela. What is it called? What's her name? Angela something.
Jolie.
No. She's black.
Stop it.
You're nasty. Angela Burns. Okay. And the concept for this game is it's like 1970 something, and you're in this country called Anchuria. And it's in the midst of like a military coup is happening at the same time that your character is in the country, and apparently your character is just a housekeeper. And the intent is it's supposed to be like a like a almost like a psychological thriller kind of deal. Because the owner you never get to see. You essentially go and clean up this guy's apartment, or it's not really an apartment because it's pretty swanky, but you clean up his living area as his housekeeper, and he's apparently a prominent figure in this military coup.
Okay.
And you're supposed to be it's like I think you have either friends or family members that are also involved in like the rebellion, I guess you would say. So you get into this kind of personal paradox where you have to make decisions as to what to do and what not to do in terms of snooping around this guy's living area, because he's not shy about living out confidential documents and all other kinds of stuff all over his apartment or all over his living space. So and the way it's kind of played out, as you can kind of see here, is you're going around, snooping around, and you have a list of stuff each day, or each week rather, that you're supposed to do in terms of cleaning up. And you make a decision over the course of an hour, what stuff to clean, what stuff not to clean, and what stuff to, I guess, read or peruse or spy on, just to see whether or not you're going to be a traitor, or whether or not you're going to be, helping the rebellion, or, whatever. And, I was kind of interested from the fact that it's a different kind of concept, right? Of course, being a housekeeper is not exciting at all, as you can imagine. So, it's one of those games where you have to at least have some kind of, you have to recognize yourself that you're not going to be running around punching stuff, kicking stuff, shooting anything. It's not action based. It's all narrative. It's not even narrative, 100% narrative based. It's, it's just kind of atmospheric, I guess you would say, right? As you're going around and you see different books or different documents or different things going on, your character actually has dialogue, almost like a inner dialogue at times, to kind of explain what she's thinking, what she's pondering, and give you a little bit more insight into what you could or what you may or may not want to do in that given hour that you have for that week. And the only issue I kind of had with this was, you can kind of see the graphics. The graphics really aren't that fantastic.
It's very block shaped.
Yes, it's very block shaped, and that doesn't really take away, or even that really doesn't take away from the intended experience, because it's really supposed to be atmospheric and more psychological in terms of what decisions you make in this game. But in a game like this, for me, in order for you to get to the quote unquote thriller portion of the game, there needs to be stuff that's going to pull you along relatively early on, because I'm gonna get tired of going to this guy's apartment and cleaning up his boxes or his dishes or mopping the floor. Drawers. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get tired of doing that and waiting for something to happen You know, because if you think about it, if you want to actually get along through the game at a good clip without this guy knowing that you're snooping through his stuff, you've got to actually clean something. Right? And of course, cleaning stuff takes time, so you don't want to spend all your time cleaning up. You want to look around and look through this guy's stuff, hoping that it'll push the storyline along. And it just, for me, it just didn't pull me into the storyline quick enough. I got bored with it really quick. I was like, I'm gonna vacuum this dude's floor. I'm gonna put these books away. I'm gonna look at this magazine. Up, hours up. Damn. All right, next week. You know, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden something breaks a window. It's like, okay, something exciting's about to happen. Nope. He tells you to go clean up the glass and board it up, and I'm like, okay, I cleaned up the glass. I did some dishes, and I'm like, damn, do something. And it does never quite happen that way. And if you get to a certain point, kind of like where it is now, oh, hey, what's up with Girl Love? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I'm kind of discussing this game Sunset a little bit here. But earlier on the video that I was showing, if you sit down in the midst of doing some of your work, your character almost pulls out her diary, I guess, and she starts jotting down different thoughts about what she's seen and what she thinks this guy is capable of doing, or what, you know, just different insight on what she saw. And you know, my guess is, okay, maybe that'll push the story along a bit, but you know, there's not really anything really telling you that, hey, if you don't do that, you're not going to push the story along fast enough. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to kind of go along with the story. But again, the game is called Sunset. That's a little bit of the gameplay. It's there. It's for somebody, but it's just not for Bunneh.
It's for somebody, but it's just not you.
Yeah, it's not me. I felt like I wanted to pick up some of those books and throw it through a window just so the dude, you know, just to have some kind of action happen in the game.
I hate games like that where you have to trigger these random things you may or may not know what you have to do to get the character to react.
Yeah, and me personally, I don't even mind that. I don't mind the concept. It's just that the story itself, it just didn't seem to pull me in fast enough. You know what I mean? I felt like I was doing more cleaning than story. Maybe I was doing it wrong. I don't know. I saw some other reviews where people liked it and they said, "Oh, this is a very psychological thriller." I was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "No, it's not." All I saw was a bunch of ugly art, some blocky stuff, and some books that I couldn't read on the table like I'm looking at right now. I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting achievements for looking at books. Yay. What next?" You know, I could turn on some jazz and listen to it while I was cleaning, but that was about it. You know, I was like, no, I can't do this.
It's not like I would turn that off in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. So yes, Sunset. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Tale of Tales. This wasn't for me. Bunneh gives it thumbs down. Sorry. Sorry. So back to Ark Survival Evolved. I'll let people look at the rest of that gameplay while we're talking. Because that was actually a lot more exciting.
That was.
Let's see. What else do we got here on the agenda? So, speaking of GameStop, Makita, I saw an article out there on Polygon saying that apparently GameStop has decided to buy ThinkGeek.com.
Yeah, I heard about that. There was I think a rumor like last week where what they say, I think they were saying Hot Topic was gonna buy it or something like that, or
Yes.
Geek was gonna buy it. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, no, because we have this thing out in the community where it's like, oh God, Hot Topic is for posers and stuff like that. You know, like goth posers and emo heads and scene kids and stuff. So you don't want to be seen inside of Hot Topic. So we're like, God, You know, I don't want them to have Think Geek because, you know, there's a bunch of like poser bullshit on there. Well, now that they have GameStop picking up Think Geek, I'm not sure if that's any better.
Right.
Because,
I'm not either, but
yeah, because GameStop. I mean, let's keep it real. The only reason why I purchase things at GameStop is because I get that little tiny discount.
yeah, that what, 5% discount?
Yeah, from like used games and stuff, which I happen to buy a lot of used games, and I collect points, and I can do like my pre-orders and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't really. I'm not really a big fan of GameStop because of the fact that I think that they screw their customers, especially when you trade in your games. You know, they're like, well, this game is only you bought the game last week, you spent $50 on it. They're like, oh well, we can only give you 5 cents, and then they'll resell
You're like,
it.
hell no.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
yeah, and then they'll resell it for like a bazillion times more than what they gave you. So I think that's like shitty yet genius business practices.
Oh yeah,
taking it.
Brilliant.
I cut them off from last maybe about a year and a half ago. I cut them off. I don't actually go to GameStop anymore. What they got me was I bought my shiny new PS4 with my Destiny bundle, right? And I just wanted the white one. I didn't really care for Destiny, so I said, you know what? I'll go trade the game in. And see how much I get for it. Now, I didn't actually think they were going to give me $60 for it, but I thought at least $55. It's mint in box, okay? Never unwrapped. They wanted to give me $40 for it. So I said, so he, like, the dude's ringing me up. I'm like, dude, I'm not giving you $20. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, well, you're getting 40 for it. I go, yeah. I said, but you're going to sell it for 60. It's unopened.
I'm giving you $20.
I'm just giving you $20.
Pretty much.
He goes, yeah, but it's a bundle game. I said, so just tell me you're not going to sell it for 60. And he didn't say anything. I said, well, thank you. I said, I'd rather go home and clickety clack. I'm not
yeah, basically.
You know, I said, you know, I'll save it for when one of my nephews get a PS4 or something, and I'll give it to them.
Give it to them as a gift, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, hell no, I'm not giving you $20.
You can give me $20 though.
I give you $20 all the time. So yeah, I'm anti GameStop. I don't do that anymore. I don't buy stuff from them. I actually give my money to Wally World because Walmart actually do be hooking you, and they have trade-ins too, and their trade-ins are a lot better.
Really? Because I know, I remember I had put up an article sometime, I think earlier this year, about how Walmart was going to do the used games thing, and I haven't really. I think I'm so used to shopping at Walmart for like food and toiletries that I kind of forget that they have video games and stuff. Right. So maybe I need to like check out.
Yeah, I just get scared of trying to walk into a Walmart with a bag full of games and be like, I want to trade these in, and then they're like, yeah, you gotta go over in the back and talk to so and so, and then wait for so and so. He not back there, and be like, okay, where is this dude? Where is he?
How do they do it? Is it like GameStop-y where they have like your phone number and then they like have you build up points or something? Or
I am not sure how they do it, but I've seen it that they've had it going for quite some time now.
Ooh.
So, but the other place that is actually pretty good too, but there's sometime you got to watch out for them. Beach put me onto them is Best Buy. Every once in a while they'll do what is it, like 100%?
100%.
Yeah, and you go in there and you can go crazy.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, I probably should have mentioned this a while back, but their whole, what is the name of their little gamer thing? Gamer Unlocked or something, right?
Yeah.
They are, as you guys probably know by now, Best Buy is shit in the bed. They are going down the toilet kind of slowly.
Yep.
But that ends up being a good thing for the customer because they end up just throwing deals and all kinds of other stuff your way because they're trying to get your business. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they try to do their own little what's that thing called? Their own little rewards point system for gaming called Gamers Unlocked, right?
Yep.
Originally, the way they had it set up was you had to pay like over $100 to be a part of this thing for a year, right? It wasn't like a month by month thing. They just said, okay, if you want to subscribe, you have to subscribe on a at a yearly basis at 100 and blah 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 dollars or something like that, right? And apparently, what that would get you is you get like extra credit every time you traded in something. You would get 10% off every new game or something like that that you bought. You get like maybe 15% off of any game that you pre-ordered or something like that. You would get this magazine that would have extra coupons, and every month those coupons, or is it monthly or weekly? I think it's weekly. No, it might be monthly. I don't know how often it was, but every time they would send it out, it would have other deals in there also, and those deals with those coupons would actually be pretty significant. And so they did that for a while, right? And they recognized that people weren't taking advantage of it because it was so expensive. And recently they dropped the price. And at first they were just saying, okay, if you buy a new game, then you can automatically be a part of this Gamer Unlock Club for like $30. And then I think they just dropped it all together and said, okay, who cares? It doesn't matter if you buy anything or not. You can just join the service for $30. And for $30, what they offer, the discounts and stuff, is actually really good because, like Jay said, excuse me, in those moments when they decide to do the 100% trade-in bonus, I'm telling you, you can rack up some serious savings.
Yeah, you're getting hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, one time I went there, and lo and behold, I had an extra copy of Dynasty Warriors, and I actually traded it in there at Best Buy, and the trade-in at that time value was $30, but with the 100%, the trade-in value was like another $30, which was basically the full price of the game. And then I think they had some other deal where because I had points or something like that, it was like an extra $5 on top of whatever trade-in bonus or whatever. So I ended up getting back more money than I paid for this game.
Yeah. I did that a few times. I went in there with like 3 games, and I came out with almost $90.
Mm-hmm.
That's never unheard of. You go to three used games at GameStop, you're lucky if you get $25.
Yeah, no, you come back, you have like a whole bag full, and you're like, oh, $20 for like 20 games.
Yeah, yeah. So their model is going to go way out because they haven't successfully implemented yet, but I think they're toying around with it. Xbox and PS4 are doing it. So like on pre-orders for digital content, the stuff that you want to actually keep, they're giving you some significant deals. I mean, like I bought the Witcher 4 bundle with the season pass for like $70, and which is like almost $86 value. So just off the bat, just for the pre-order, I got that. Plus, they gave me some other little things that came along with it. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that when you do the pre-orders or when you start buying games. If you buy them digitally, they're going to knock off, $4 or $5 off of it. And then, they'll I guarantee you they're going to come up with a trade-in program where you sell the license for the, whatever the fair market value is. They're going to sell you sell the license back to the the like Sony or Xbox store, and you get credited. Your account gets credited because those guys. And it's an easy model. It'll work. I think they only keep it because they still have media to sell. That's why they're completely not out of business. But if that model would have flied that Xbox was trying to push, they would have been done. They weren't going to make it another year.
Well, they basically had already said that they were closing a bunch of stores and everything, but they were trying to change their focus to be more mobile, and focus on mobile stuff. And then I think they were working on trying to get a division where they would actually develop games for GameStop, like mobile kind of games or whatever, on top of whatever they had there. And I always
see that
wondered,
business is dead. I mean, the problem is it's not. Mobile gaming is a dime a dozen, man. You're not gonna do well there if you're trying to come
well,
in.
it just depends. I would
If you're
never say that. It depends on how and what they do, because there's so many people. Like
I
you
don't think
said,
it
there's
matters.
so many people doing it. All it takes is that one right concept
not if
and
you're not
one
gonna-
right way you market it,
not if
and
you're
it
gonna
can go
build your
viral.
Not if you're gonna build a chunk of your business off of it. And that's
You
what
get
they'll-
enough of those kind of games, you can. You can.
You can't. You really can't.
You can. As long as you don't stick with the same game and just only do one
Developers
game.
are having
you
a
can.
hard time making a $60 game. What makes you think they're gonna be successful selling at $3 or $4, even a $20 game? It's the amount of units they're gonna have to sell all the time. It's impossible. It just won't happen.
That's why you do volume. That's what I'm trying to say, Jay.
No,
I mean,
but
there's plenty of companies. Like
that's
I said,
what I just said.
All it
Volume.
takes, all it takes is if you've got
big game
a few
companies
people
right now
Mhm.
that are known, that make good product, they have to shut divisions down because they can't push it out, and that's a $60 game. Mobile
Right.
games ain't gonna sell for 60 bones, and you're trying to come in now
You
in
don't
the,
need
in the
them to.
game. No, but what I'm saying is you just do the math. It's not gonna work. This ain't about how many it's just not gonna work. And they can't come into the business now and say, "Oh, I'm going to focus on mobile games, and that's going to be a chunk of my business and be successful."
Just wait.
They'll put it out there, and it'll fail.
It's
It
not
will.
going to fail. Just listen.
It will
to
fail.
Just give me just give me a second. And
I-
the reason why I say this is, number one, Nintendo is about to jump into the market, and they're going to do mobile games because they noticed that is the trend, right? And they can see, just market-wise, that there's a way that they can take their games, they can put them on mobile devices,
Dude,
and they
Nintendo
can make
hasn't been
simple money from it.
successful is in a lot of things. Let me tell you, Nintendo is notorious for coming up with crappy ideas, and they have since the NES.
I think it's
they've
a
been-
great idea. How many people do
Dude,
you
it-
think
it's shitty.
wouldn't want to get a Super Mario Brothers game for like 99 cents on their iPhone? Just real quick. 99 cents.
I'm
How
not
many
saying
people do you think would not
it's
pay
not
for that?
going to be profitable. That's what I'm telling you.
They don't have to develop it. It's already done.
It's
They
not
have a
profitable.
huge list of games that people would be willing to pay $1 or $2 for, and they would
Well,
pay
people
for it
do that
a
or-
lot.
But people do that already. And here's the thing with mobile gaming: why would I pay for Super Mario Brothers when I have it right now on an emulator for free?
There's lots of
That's
people
true.
that do it. There's
That's what
still a
I'm
lot of
talking about.
people that do it and
It's
will do
not
it.
right.
They
What I'm
will,
saying
because
is
there
the
aren't
big-
a whole. Everybody
Dude,
is
mobile
it.
gaming is like downloading free music. It
Okay,
just doesn't
just give me
work
a
for
second.
people.
Give me a
Their
second.
models are great. They have great ideas, but it just does. It's
They would have to produce something new. I could never.
Exactly.
I
They
would-
That's
can,
gonna have to
and
be
you know
groundbreaking.
Nintendo can.
They
Okay.
can't. They cannot.
model-
can.
That model would be like, oh, I'm
Oh,
gonna
whatever,
do
man.
I
That
would-
I'll bet money
you
on.
pay
They're
for
just
you
Just
crap
wait.
right now.
$2 for Yoshi's Island when I can get an emulator and SNES emulator on my phone right
Hell
now
yeah.
free.
Okay,
And
but
have-
listen.
Dude, I have half the Nintendo
Just
stuff
listen.
on my phone right now. I have Mike Tyson Punch. I ain't paid a dime for it.
I get it.
Free.
I understand what you guys are saying. Both of you guys are very savvy when it comes to your phone. But guess who are the people that traditionally buy a lot of these games?
I think you're underestimating the people that are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think so, because a lot of the
guarantee-
money that people are getting,
Dude,
that a lot of these
dude.
developers are getting
Okay, how
from
about
all
3
these
weeks ago?
mobile sales are coming from parents that are buying stuff for their children on their tablets, on all different kinds of stuff. And a lot of times those parents, they aren't as savvy, so they'll just buy it. And a lot of times the kids
And you
won't be
will
as
get
savvy
that,
either,
but
and they'll
you
just
just-
buy it because it's $2.
Absolutely,
It's $1.
They will buy it.
They'll
They
buy
will buy
it.
it.
Why
They
do you
will.
think? Why do you think
But it
Angry
just
Birds
won't
sold
be-
as much as it
won't be-
did? They
won't
didn't
be-
emulate that. They sold that
Yeah,
money.
but that's
Why
not
do you
happening
think?
no more.
Just give me a second. Give me a second. Why do you
Happening no
think?
more.
Just listen. Why do you think why do you think the guy that made what is it called? That one horror game, Five Nights at Freddy's. Why do you think
original.
that game why do you think that
That's
game
original.
has gone viral and has been such a great success for him?
Because it's original.
Right, it's original. It's also mobile. You can get it on anything.
Yeah, but
It's
that
not
came,
just on
that
PC.
came later. That was for people who didn't have, who either don't have or don't care to have Steam on their computer,
Right.
And that are on the go.
It's-
but that's an
it's
original
a
game.
big-
This is not a game like Super Mario or something like that. Where
I know,
it's
but
been
what
out
I'm
for
trying to say
million
though
years.
is that is my point. You can do it with an existing franchise or you can do it with something new and original, which is what's happening all the time. You can do it with something that isn't original. That's just a runner, that's just a skinned over runner, and you can make money off of it.
I don't know how
You don't have to
no,
make
see,
just
that's-
one.
that's
You
the
can
thing.
make a group
I
of
don't
them.
disagree that you can't do it.
And it doesn't take a lot
agree
of
that you
people to
can
do it. You can have one person
Oh,
do one
absolutely
game.
not. Absolutely not. I totally
That's all
agree with
it
you. That
takes.
I tell you just what it won't do well. Just like how
I don't
everybody
know.
was on Jay-Z's
We'll see.
nuts with his new thing. Oh, it's gonna be great. The digital man, that shit tanked in less than a week. Because
Which one?
it's
It didn't tank. It's not done yet. It's
Dude,
a
it's done.
disaster, but it hasn't
done.
tanked yet.
They're done. They're done, and everybody knows it. They're done. What I'm saying is, it's the same thing that we talked about. Hey, listen, why would you pay all that money for something that you already have that's free? You wouldn't. And they put it to the test all the time. They think they can change it, but they can't.
Let me
They
put
won't.
it to you this way,
Let me tell you, you could put all that stuff together with GameStop trying to, dude. If they try to do that and make that their primary business, they're gonna sink. I guarantee you that. You give them less than a year, they'll be gone. They'll be pumping so much money into it, it'll be ridiculous because people are already off of them already. Like the people that stick with them are the newcomers. Like the parents that have like, hey, the 9-10-year-old kid, and the numbers, they're just not that many.
Then let me ask you this, Jay. If the numbers aren't that many and mobile is such a dying market and streaming is such a dying market, then why do companies bother with it? There has to be, because and let me put it to you this way.
But the big boys bothered.
Give me a second. Give me a second. The
for?
only reason why companies make decisions like this is because they have proven records, they have proven data and statistics that say that there are people buying it. They know what people are buying it. They know why they're buying it. And yes, like you said, there are people that know to get an emulator you can get it for free, but there are also an even larger amount of people that are paying for it. If there wasn't a market for it, they wouldn't go into it. Okay. Now, there's ways to do it and there's ways not to do it. And yes, there are ways that companies jump into something thinking that there's a market there and there isn't. But the reason why a lot of times that doesn't work is because things change. Whatever that market is, change, or they don't even understand the market enough to understand what they need to attack and go for.
Well, here's the
sometimes
thing
companies jump in a little too late.
In. And here's
you know what I mean?
Here's a big reason why companies don't get successful, because here's the thing. When people download songs, right, off the internet, they buy one or two songs off of an album. They don't buy the whole thing.
Yep.
There's a certain percentage of the album they buy, and it's considered as an album sale. So what a lot of them are getting is false data. They think, and what you have to do is, I bet
data.
False data. You can't. Here's the thing, and I know this is their industry standards, but it's still bogus. It's still not true data. Okay. If you're telling
is statistics, it just depends on how you analyze it.
No, exactly. That's my whole point.
There's no such thing as faulty data. It just depends on how you analyze it.
Of course there is. There is faulty data. You put in garbage, you'll get out garbage, and that's with anything.
The only
what
quote
I'm telling
unquote.
you is,
let me put it to you this way.
If you go to the store and you buy a whole album that consists of 12 tracks, that's one album. If you buy it online, you buy, say, I don't know what the number is. Say it's four songs. They consider that one album. That's not truly one album because you're not selling the whole thing, but they record it as that. So that's what I mean is it's their way of legalizing it and saying that's statistical data. So people get into stuff like that all the time. But here's the thing.
Because it's trackable. That's real data. That's not faulty data. That's real data.
But you gotta read between the lines. If you're trying to make it your primary thing, the reason why the Spotify's are working is because they have ads.
Spotify's not working. That's the thing. It's not.
It's working well enough.
No, it's not. They aren't making any money. The
Dude,
only reason why they're making money is because they're expanding. They're not making money.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. They have to look at other avenues to do that, because the little bit of money they make is whatever the service was, it $20 for their premium service. The number we looked at it, the number of that is very low.
They dropped it to 10. They're going to drop it to 10 this summer.
It's a very
because
low
of
number.
Apple.
Okay, but here's the thing. The ads that they get paid for, that's from the free stuff. Okay, and just like in turn, like Spotify, you'll have your Pandoras and stuff like that. They'll have their turn in the sun. They'll have their 5-6 year thing, and then you know what? Boom, they're gone too. They're not going to hang out for a long time. It's that if anybody's going to invest in that, they're silly, because you know what? Whoever comes up with the next gimmick to give you free music and stream it or whatever it is, they're going to tank. They're going to tank. It's going to be hot for a little bit, because nobody knew about Spotify. You know, they've been around a long time. They just became popular in the last 2 years.
Well, let me tell you this: the reason why it's gonna tank isn't gonna be because it's just another free service. It's gonna be because
they can't make money.
No, it's gonna be because artists and labels aren't gonna offer up their catalog, because they aren't gonna be able to benefit from it.
And it's a cycle. It happens to all of them. Whether it's they're not going to get the catalog, they're not going to get the sponsors anymore, they're not going to have the ads to pay for the thing. They're going to have to drop the service where they have more servers than they can maintain. It's inevitable.
But I think I don't think they're ever going to tank. Like Spotify, they're going to morph. They're going to evolve. They'll either evolve or they'll die off. Because, I mean, at this point, they're at a big enough size that they have enough people invested in them that they have the user base that they can figure out a way to say, look, we are going to get to this point where we're going to have to tell people, well, look, our free service isn't going to be as free as it used to be anymore. You know what I mean? It's gonna be that term that we hate to use when it comes to free to play games, freemium.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be like they're gonna reduce the size of the free library of music, and just like we were talking about before, they're gonna get to a point where they say, in order to listen to Biggie's first album, you're gonna have to pay.
Right.
You're gonna have to be a premium user.
It's going to turn into Napster.
You can listen to his last album, but his first album, you can't.
Napster's there, but how many people are on that? He's probably, what's his name? The guy that invented that. He's probably pumping a lot more of his money into that thing than anything. Because Napster...
No, he's not. He's not even involved with Napster anymore. What's his name?
I forgot the guy's name. But that's what I'm talking about.
He's not involved with Napster
those things that's what's going to happen. And what I'm saying about mobile gaming isn't bad. What I'm saying, that market is just so flat. And for GameStop to think that they can come in and... no. Not going to happen. They could try. I give them props for trying. But it's not going to be where they're going to, do that. And
no, that's never gonna be their sole means of doing stuff. GameStop is not that dumb. That's why they're looking for
of making cash right now is one thing. Use games.
They're looking for that's basically it. They're basically looking for their next thing that they can mold their company around. But they know it can't be just mobile. They just said when they started closing stores that was what they were going to lean towards, because that seemed to be where they were getting a decent portion of their money, just from people buying certain things through them. So they were like, okay, if people are actually buying mobile games through us, why don't we get and focus more on mobile? That's the reason why they did that. So that can evolve to maybe where they actually start putting out certain things. And that's what all companies do. They look at what has worked for them and they try to focus on it. If it's not working for them, then, they don't keep pumping money into what's not working. They try to evolve towards what they see is working for them.
I don't know. You give these guys a lot more credit than I do.
I mean, only reason why I say that, I'm not saying that it's going to be successful. All I'm saying is I know the business of how they look at what they've done, like their statistics.
Oh, totally.
They look at their statistics. They see what works for us. This is where we go. Do we know our market? We think we know our market. We think we know the people that are buying from us. This is the way we're going to proceed. I mean, that's what every company does. And I mean, it's always a roll of the dice, thinking that what your market is and what and what they're going to do next. Because when it comes to stuff like GameStop and anything that's even remotely tied to technology, what's the one thing we all know? It's ever changing. All
Yeah,
it takes is one new shiny thing and everything will start rushing in droves in that direction, which is why everybody's jumping because every time Apple does something, you
right.
know?
And Apple, even with the successes they've had, they've failed in a lot of areas.
Oh, heck yeah.
They're and that's what I'm talking about. Even the
But their
big boys.
successes far outweigh the things they failed in.
Exactly, and they do. I mean,
Their
they
profit speaks for itself, you know what I
right.
mean? And
But that's what I'm
that's
saying.
why they are
they
where they
can,
are.
right, but they can have an unsuccessful venture and not
They can have multiple for that, man.
and not lay off like 10,000 people. They could do that.
Mhm.
Okay, GameStop in mobile, no, they can't. They
But
can't.
again, that'll, like I said before, that'll never be what they only do. That's just something that they decided they were going to go towards. Sean Parker, that was dude's name.
Yes.
One of the guys that founded Napster. That was
Napster,
yeah. He's
yep.
not even involved anymore. But yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we did kind of get a lot off track on that one. I did have a few other little things that I kind of wanted to touch on to kind of throw out there that were significant news that we've seen out in the gamosphere. And I thought this one was really interesting with all the MOBAs and everything that are going on, that are forcing all these tournaments and all this other kind of stuff that we see in pro gaming today. DC's Infinite Crisis is shutting down in August. And this kind of comes within what? I think it only released fully in freaking March, which is very, very odd. And what was even more odd, just looking at the article that Polygon had put out there stating this, I don't even think the developer even said why they're shutting down. They didn't say because, we aren't getting enough people, this, that, and the third. They just said, look, it was a difficult decision. And we're closing the game. We are out in August. Peace.
Damn.
It's like, what? And I've seen a good number of people on on Twitch or whatever, streaming the game, playing the game, all kinds of tournaments that were popping up. Because, with Heroes of the Storm and all these other MOBAs and stuff, it's like that's the in thing with pro gaming right now. So, I thought Infinite Crisis was doing really well because it seemed to be relatively popular. But something deep must have happened. It's pretty deep. So we'll
Was it free to
keep our
play?
ears. Was it free to play? Yeah, it was free to play. Free to play multiplayer online battle arena kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know if they priced themselves out of the market or what. I don't know. Maybe Heroes of the Storm just knocked them upside the head too hard. I don't know. But also something else that was pretty significant that was announced recently on Steam Early Access. Lego Worlds hopped on to Steam Early Access this week, I think, for the measly price of $15. And a lot of people are saying that this is a viable competitor to Minecraft. Apparently, the model that Lego has for this game is, just as any other, I guess you'd say, Lego game out there. They've got all of their licenses, all the different kinds of Lego universes that they can tap into with this game. But this one, you apparently start off, they just throw you into a randomly generated world and you go in and you can build stuff brick by brick, or you can build stuff by just tossing a certain type or color bricks together in various different ways. You can find blueprints of other kinds of stuff. that'll put stuff together for you. You can also apparently they have something that's supposed to be tied to the actual physical building sets. So if you buy like a building set, you can actually get the digital version of that building set in Lego Worlds. There's just all different kinds of things apparently that you can do in this, which are akin to Minecraft. Just the ability to be able to explore, build, and do almost anything you want, all in this randomly generated Lego world. And I was kind of browsing through some of the comments and stuff that people were putting on there about the little bit of gameplay that some of them had so far, and a lot of people are really loving it. They're saying that it kind of adds an interesting dimension to the whole genre, the whole building genre. A lot of people like the animation better. It's Legos, not this big 8-bit blocky looking stuff. There's all kinds of stuff that they figure they can do if you find the right blueprint for, maybe a spaceship. Maybe they'll have Star Wars ships or something in this. There's a good chance they could have DC characters. They said that they saw that there were pieces that you could attach to your character that were capes. So they were wondering, hey, maybe some of the superhero characters are in the game. And it seems as if it's something, since it's early access and it's just a beta, that they could really build into something that could be a minor competitor, because Minecraft at this point is such a juggernaut that I doubt anything is going to be a competitor for it ever.
For at least a while.
Yeah, but it's an interesting alternative, and considering it has Legos tied to it in all the franchises and universes.
I can see them not doing too bad, because Legos.
Yeah, they got the name.
Stuff, they got the name. They've got they've got a lot of other successful things that they've been doing. And, like they got the Lego Batmans. People love those. The Lego Star Wars, Lego Avengers. Those are all good. So they have a good chance of doing that. The only thing I would say, if people compare it to Minecraft and they're like, that might be it, but knowing the Lego name, it'll do all right.
Yeah, I think it'll do okay. At $15 is it'll have enough where people want to take a chance on it. Just to get a little bit of something different from Minecraft, even if it is just for a little bit. Now,
have you guys seen that they're doing a countdown to Fallout 4?
Yeah,
I saw that. I'm not really interested because I've never played a Fallout game before, so I was just like, oh, okay.
I would probably not recommend one right now, because I tried to go back and play Fallout 4, and Fallout 3.
Yeah, you mean Fallout 3, yeah.
Fallout 3, right?
You tried to go into the future and play Fallout 4?
I tried. I did, but Doc and Marty stopped me. But Fallout 3, it's a good game, but when you look at the graphics and the control play, you're just like, it's tough.
It's
a little rough. It's a little rough with the new shininess that I've been playing. Yeah. I tried, because I love Fallout. It was so good, so I tried to start it up again. Yes. I was trying to reminisce. I maybe made it through like 3 hours, and I had to stop playing. So, but I'm excited for Fallout 4. That's another game that I'm gonna be a crackhead on too. So I'm looking to see how long they have, because I think they're bringing up the website for it.
Yeah. I think they had it up actually, because they had a countdown on.
Yeah, they had the countdown, but they have like actual content where you can, I guess, get updates and stuff. So definitely excited about that.
Yeah, Bethesda. They are, I don't want to call them experts at open world, but I think they got it on lock. And
yeah, they're really good. Yeah, all their Elder Scrolls stuff has been pretty good.
Yeah.
So So I mean, people just expect, they've set the bar on a lot of RPG stuff. So
Yeah,
that's definitely worth looking. Now,
yeah, that's a good announcement.
I don't know how many, if I know bees you have, but I don't know about you, Makita. Have you guys been watching Game of Thrones?
Nope.
Heck yeah, baby.
Last week's episode, I really gotta say, because we were talking about it the week before.
Yes, we
was. And I was so disappointed on. You know what? Winter's been coming for the last
and I told you, I was like, Jay, there is no way they're gonna get around.
I wasn't expecting that though.
I knew they were gonna do it. I knew they were.
I knew it was coming, but I thought maybe the last episode they might have given you something, maybe a little taste. Yep. But I didn't expect the amount that we got in last week's episode.
Well, yeah, I'll say that much.
Yeah, it was
the amount they gave was more than I thought they would. I knew they were gonna do something because I told you last week. I was like, dude, they have no choice because they've already started hinting at it. So I was like, yo.
I mean, like, and the last season, I thought that we were gonna get something. I'm like, oh,
and they pulled the rug out from under you. They're like, psych, whoop.
Right. So, like, like when it happened, like, there's not a lot of times it shocked me, but that actually shocked me. I didn't actually think it was coming.
Yeah, I was waiting for the end of the episode to just go boop. It was like, oh no.
And I let me tell you, I'm open again.
Yeah,
I was a little bit.
They finally got some action in there.
But I was like, yeah, okay. We ain't gonna be talking the whole episode laying the groundwork for stuff. I'm like, yeah. I was a little open, and I know they're gonna bust my bubble. This next episode is probably gonna be fluff for the season finale, but still,
yeah,
I'm still open.
I got a feeling it will, but yes, Game of Thrones, they did it big. That was one of my favorite episodes of the entire season.
Oh, dude, that last 15-20 minutes was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. My geek came out. I was like, whoo. So I was open. If you guys haven't seen it or haven't been watching it, gotta get on it.
Yeah.
Gotta get on it. Game of Thrones, baby. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's
good.
Off chain.
Yeah, you notice how we did, Makita. We tried to be good. We let you know.
We were just saying how good it was. And, I mean, we kind of gave a little something, but no details.
Nah, we ain't giving that.
And it's I can't say enough about it. I'm just like open. I actually watched it again when they replayed it on HBO yesterday. So
yeah,
that's the only time I actually order HBO. I order HBO for 2 months out of the year, so I can watch Game of Thrones for 10 weeks. And after the last episode, they shut it down.
Say word. I hear you. Awesome. Let me put a little bit more.
And then what else we got? We got E3 coming up.
Yes, we do. We have E3 coming up. Kind of like one of the other little items I put on the agenda there. We had another announcement of another game that's going to see some airtime. XCOM 2 is on its way.
Yes, that's supposed to be a biggie. I'm not a big XCOM fan. I know you are, right?
Great! Somebody please kill Jason.
You might have to. You know what? I never. You know what? B's been telling me for like forever to play XCOM, and I just don't do it.
He's not Makita. He's just not. He's not a turn-based person. He can't handle turn-based.
You make me sick.
He just can't.
I do, yo. I really do.
He can't handle it.
I can't. It drives me nuts.
I love it.
That's one of the reasons why I couldn't get into. Don't hate me for this one either. Final Fantasy. Because they let you do everything. They let you run around, they let you touch stuff, and as soon as you get to fighting,
they let you touch stuff.
They do. They get you all open, and when it comes to fighting, you're like, I can't control my dude. What's this shit? What do you mean it's not my turn? Whose turn is it? And yeah, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. It really, I don't know why. It just pisses me the hell off, yo. Like, I really want to like the game, but I just can't. That shit just drives me nuts. So I mean, that's why, I hang on to the Skyrims, the Witchers, the Fallouts, because I can actually control my guy and do what I want to do.
Right.
And it's, and that's kind of, because when I look at XCOM, I'm like, ooh, it looks very pretty. And then, when I start watching it, I see them, the little screen go back, and then they do the turn based. I'm like,
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it's one of those things. All strategy games are they take a special breed, a person, to really be able to get into and enjoy, because you really have to be on your P's and Q's, and you really have to be patient enough to learn, the system, the way the game plays,
Yep.
and all kinds of stuff, and the ins and outs of every character, of every unit, what they're good for, what they're not good for. It's it's a mind game that you have to play to the point where you need that turn base just in order to be able to put your own strategy together, because the AI in every good strategy game is so overpowered that you can't just
that's definitely one of the annoying parts.
Yeah, it's like you can't just the good ones aren't ones where you can just build up a big army and then just send it at your enemy and defeat them. If you always try to approach a good strategy game in that way, you always die before you get to that point. Right. Because they always send a huge army, or they make an alliance with some other faction, and then all of a sudden you're getting attacked from two sides rather than one. All kinds of different things end up happening. So I'm open. I love
XCOM. I get open off of all those scenarios. They sound great. But it's just when it start coming around to that, and I can't control. Like, I don't mind commanding armies, but I want some kind of control where I can.
Well, you control them. You're the commander. You're controlling them. You
right,
them
but
what to
mean,
do.
like, I physically want to go fight. Like, if I had
think he's a grunt. Yo, Makita, think he's a grunt.
I am, a little bit. I am, though. Like, I don't. I like the strategy portions of them. Set them up, like the ones that I can get into is like, I forgot what like when you build up your little towers and you shoot all the little people go by and stuff like that. Like, I can do like that stuff.
What, the MOBAs?
Yeah, like that. I can live with those.
Yeah, I mean that's real time.
Right.
So.
Right,
and most of
this, the turn-based stuff isn't real time. So, like, and the strategy stuff. So, like, if I could set and send my armies out, and then when I have them where I want them to, then I can physically go take command of the squad, and then do my stuff like that, and then I'd be okay with that. And that, at least I know I would have at least a little bit of control, But like when you're sitting there and you gotta wait and drink some coffee and come back, and then you can only do a 3 attack. And
that's
then you know what I really hate too?
If you're waiting,
when you
then
have to
you're
give up one of your attack moves for a block. Oh, that pissed me off.
I think you can't handle strategy. It's all right. It's all right.
I know, but like I said, people taking it to the next level, they actually do action stuff. So people like me can actually enjoy all the fun stuff that's going on in there. But I'll watch you guys play XCOM, and when they fix the game, I'll play it.
Dude, I'm gonna be so open when they should. I mean, let me see if I can find. Well, I know what they have. They end up having like one screenshot. Anytime they do announcements and stuff like that. But I think they released an actual trailer or something like that.
No, I saw the trailer. It looks good. Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty looking and everything, But yeah, it's not gonna be on my list.
Oh,
pop, pop, pop.
Oh,
now, are any of you guys interested? Probably not in Elder Scrolls Online.
No.
No.
You gotta wait till it gets to $20.
Hey, what's up, Gonzalez?
Yeah, I think that's where
I don't think I want to pay that
$60
for an MMO. It's hard for me to pay a whole lot of money up top to play an MMO nowadays. I'm kind of invested in the whole free to play MMO kind of strategy now. I mean, that's what I'm digging into. I'm going from game to game that are free to play, and I'm playing each one of them to see, the differences, what they've been changing, what they've been doing, and I mean, there's so many of them out there. It's hard for me to warrant paying $60 just to play an MMO.
Right.
Destiny, and then
Yeah, well,
getting it and being.
We already fell in that trap.
I mean, if you had to listen to me in the first place, that would have never happened.
Well, I ain't know you that good back then.
What you talking about? You didn't know me that good back then.
Not that good.
Lying.
Not that good. It was one of those where I just thought it was because you didn't like first person shooters that much anyway. So I figured, you know what, she's good. It's just because she doesn't like first person shooters.
But see, you didn't take me seriously. After I told you,
and I learned from my mistake.
But you should have known.
That's why I'm fresh.
You should know how. I gave you a full thing. At first, I was happy about it because I was giving like a play-by-play on Facebook. I was like, "Oh, this is basically COD with Mass Effect." That's what I said, and I was like, "Nah, y'all playing because this is super repetitive." I told y'all that, and then
I saw it was.
Like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
No, I saw it was repetitive, and I had, I guess you could say, misguided faith in Bungie, as a lot of people did. That Bungie was going to take what we saw and that they were going to add to it in a way that it was going to be beefier. But they didn't beef it up. They just kind of put window dressing on it. And they said, yep, you see this, what you got? That's what you got. But we going to stick a couple of this and that here and there. We going to hang a little bit of fluffery here. Gonna put some ornaments over here, some Christmas lights here. Doesn't it look better? No?
Well,
okay.
what I'm actually shocked at is there are people that still really like it.
There's a lot of people that really like it. Now, I know why they like it too. I know why they like it.
I know why they like it too, but I just can't do it.
The people that I've seen that are deep into it are, of course, people that have friends that are deep into it, number one.
Right.
And people that are good at the multiplayer.
Yes.
Those are the people that are really, really invested in this. They're the ones that get in there and they love the multiplayer aspect of the game. Those are the ones that keep coming back for more. That's just what I've seen, though.
And I think you're right. And I think people, the multiplayer is kind of almost like a substitute for Call of Duty with a little extra.
Yeah.
And that's what I've seen, because I have some people on my friends list that were Call of Duty crackheads. And they stopped playing Call of Duty, and that's all they do is play Destiny. And every time I look at them, they're in matchmaking or they're in a raid.
Yep.
And that's it. So they got Horde mode, and they got domination, team deathmatch, and whatever else mode they got there.
Yeah,
and that's really it. And that's all they play.
Mm-hmm. And they basically just do the raid so that they can get a new weapon, so that they could go back into the multiplayer portion of it.
Right, the right people. That you got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they do. And I'm just like, and I think the reason why we were disappointed was because we thought we were getting an MMO, and we were like, oh, we
were there because we wanted to run around and explore and see all kinds of cool stuff and find cool stuff.
Right. I mean, there's very few most of these MMOs or RPG games are like they're mostly fantasy, not sci-fi. And I just thought, oh, they're finally doing a sci-fi one. This is gonna be great, because I mean, like when you're doing like a Skyrim or a Witcher or the World of Warcraft, you can customize stuff out the ass,
craft all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So I was looking forward to go to my little third planet country and go make some special weapons over there, get some neon boots, get a decked out bike from Star Wars, something. That's what I was looking forward to. And when I got there, I was this is just plain old crackers. And
it's like no salt, just straight crackers.
That's it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Come on, Bungie.
Didn't give you an option. They didn't even bake them shit. Nothing. So I think that's where people got divided, because they sold a bill of goods that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Maybe they didn't, and we just weren't paying attention. We just wanted it to be that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. It didn't pull me in the way I was hoping that it would. And honestly, I still love Bungie. You know, Bungie will forever have my heart. I love the people of Bungie just for the mere
Well,
fact
they bought us
gave.
Halo, man. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you know, they brought us
Halo.
Halo. They know that genre. They do it well. I just, dude, they really have to come with something if they do another version of Destiny. And I know they're going to, because that's basically what they said they're gonna do. They're like, you know, once they get to a certain point with Destiny, they're gonna do another one.
I know. I'm just not gonna fall for the okie dokie again. I'm gonna wait.
Oh, I think a lot of people will.
And just see what, you know, it has to offer, and if it's something worth, you know, playing, I will buy it after the fact. I'm starting to get like I was kind of disappointed for a while in next gen gaming for like that first, I'd say 6 to 9 months when things were coming out, and I know I shouldn't have expected more, but I wanted to so bad.
Yeah.
And because every game was like pretty graphics and fluff, pretty graphics fluff, pretty graphics fluff, and that's pretty much all you got.
Yep.
And you know, now the games are really starting to get good. You know, like you had your Dragon Age, which was pretty good. I'm loving Witcher. The new NBA was good. Yeah, MLB The Show is good. You know, what else I've been playing on there? Battlefield 4 was good after they fixed it. You know, Diablo 3, and they had a lot of good little indie games out. Like there's one I used to play a lot. Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood. Have you ever played that?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That's a freaking good game. It's a little indie game. I got it for like $5.
Mm-hmm.
Played the hell out of it because you running around with a little dude and you get to have a crayon. It's great. It sounds stupid, but it's fun.
It's not turn based, is it?
No, like what you did, like your brother gets kidnapped by some thing out of his room. Like you're wishing him to get kidnapped by a monster, and actually this monster comes in the room and scoops him up, right? Mm-hmm. So you get dumped into this world where you meet this wizard, and he gives you this like magic marker. So you navigate your character through the world, and when you get to these little puzzle areas to get past, you have to use the marker to either draw lines to connect things together, or move things together, and figure out the puzzle how to get out of that area to get to your next objective. Mm-hmm. So that game is fun. Holy Guacamole. Oh, that game's great too. Freaking running around. Yo, that's a lot of fun. Limbo. They had a release for Xbox One, mm-hmm. Which was good. Have you guys played Project Spark?
I tried it a little bit.
It
was a little overwhelming.
I tried it when I actually got invited to do the beta.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, okay.
Takes a while.
Like, this is
it was
nice.
kind of overwhelming, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot to do, and it just felt like, okay, can you like tell me a little bit of something?
Exactly, and that one, I played that one for a little bit, and I didn't quite get what they were aiming at, and you know, by the time I figured it out, I found something else to play. So
yeah, exactly. That's basically what happened with me.
Other couple one, Child of Light. I think you guys might have played that.
Love that game.
That's an awesome game. There's another one a lot of people haven't played. It's called Chariot.
Hold on, wait. Did you just say that was an awesome game?
I did.
You did. You know that's basically turn based, right?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, it basically is, but they dummied it down a lot to my level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, there wasn't much. You know, it wasn't like a whole bunch of stuff. You know, but have you guys played Chariot?
No.
Chariot, I did not play. No,
Chariot
it didn't seem interesting to me.
It's fun. That's another one of those ones you navigate your guy, and it's you know, it's puzzle based, and you know, you're hauling around this cart, and you got to flip it in different kind of ways to get, you know, to get to your objective. So that's another good one. And I thought that at first the indie games like those that came out the gate were a lot better than the big title ones for a long time. So now we got good shiny stuff coming out. I'm happy because, sorry, I love Witcher 3.
Sorry.
Dude, you gotta go get your PlayStation. You gotta go like get it this week.
I wish.
Oh man,
You have
that's
to.
funny.
It's that good.
That is funny.
It's that good. I just be having fun. Actually, I'm gonna go R-rated right now. I actually finally found a whorehouse in one of the major cities, and I've been there twice.
Back at it again.
Dude,
You can't stop.
dude, that was Witcher 2 for me. I spent like a good 5 Gs in those places. I'll come back, Bob. Go back there. 50 here, 50 there.
Oh man.
So if you haven't visited
Money.
Bunneh, you need to go. Go spend some money in there. It's great.
Oh, replay connection. I'm trying to buy swords and stuff here over there.
Dude, I don't think I bought any swords. I don't buy anything from those fools. All I do is sell my stuff, and I do so much exploring. I find schematics for everything. So
yeah, I do too. But every once in a while, I'll find something. Like a couple of times, I made a sword, and then like not too long afterwards, I found the same sword, but it was a little bit better than the one I created.
Right.
In one of the shops. So I was like, damn, I can't get the next best sword, from the from the little creation thing. So, I got to buy this junk.
No, I hear you. That's happened to me. There was a sword when I was like a level 3, and I needed some emerald dust, and I couldn't find where the hell to get the stupid emerald dust, and I spent so much time trying to get it, and by the time I got it, and I made the sword. I found another sword that was better than that one. I was like, damn. So I kind of learned my lesson after that. I said, you know what? Let me just go hunting around, because every once in a while, when you run into a bandit, they will give you a good sword.
Yeah.
And it's better than anything you can make or at the shop. The only thing I buy at the shop are ingredients, or if they'll have, like, I was lucky enough to find a shopkeeper that had a saddle, like that had 100% carrying weight. So I bought that. It cost me an arm and a leg, but it's worth getting it.
Nikita just muted us for like the last 5 minutes, right?
I did.
She did. She's not even listening to us anymore.
No,
she's like, what are y'all
all
talking
I heard
about?
was Makita. I'm like, snap.
See, I told you.
Hello? You have 5 black hello.
Hello, is this thing on? Hello?
Terrorists don't take black hostages.
Oh, man.
Right?
The Dave Chappelle skit.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, that's probably a good note to kind of leave people on. We covered a lot of stuff today, and for the most part, it felt like we were just really catching up with a lot of stuff going on. But Makita, let people know what you may be getting into in this coming week or so as we do this rundown to E3.
Oh Lord, I actually forgot about E3. Yeah, and that says a lot. That says a lot for me, because I think just like the energy surrounding it is just, me, I get very jaded very quickly. And I feel that that's what the industry has become. Like my prediction is, for every new game, there's going to be like 15 different remasters of old games.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, is that not realistic? Maybe like not 15, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's like remasters.
While you're doing that, I want to put my bid in for a remaster of Skyrim for the console. Give me some pretty graphics and I'll buy it.
Right, 2015 edition.
Yes.
Yeah, they probably will. That'll probably
That's,
come at the end of the Fallout. What you call it, trailer.
That'd be nice. People be open. I think dummies like me and the other losers out there would buy it.
But,
not for $60 though.
But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna do some coverage on E3 for the site. And as you know, something else that's part of June special edition. That's like it's the same company, Repop that's in charge of New York Comic Con. I'll be there doing some coverage. they do mostly focus on the comic book industry, like specifically comic books.
Right, they don't have
And
all the
the
other
artwork
different
and the
aspects.
writers and
Yeah.
things like that. So I'm definitely gonna be there chilling. That's gonna be my chill zone. And then like maybe if I get tickets to New York Comic Con, maybe possibly I'll be there doing some coverage because it was like really crazy this year trying to even get any tickets. So hopefully we'll be able to get a press pass for that. I'm also working on a small podcast of my own for ZGO,
Oh, shoot.
where it's just probably
ZGO Live.
it's probably it's probably gonna be something like this show, but it may be centered more around like game reviews in general, like just games that we played. It may not even be game news. I'm not sure yet. We're working on something. I've got some things in the works, and let's see what else.
You better have a song, Makita.
Why wouldn't I have you guys on? You guys are awesome.
I'm just putting in my bid now, girl. I'm gonna wear my wig.
That would be funny.
I'm gonna get the big one with the afro pick in it. Don't play.
No. You gotta get the Jerry curl one. Come on.
Oh hell yeah! Well, I'll switch up. I'll do the Jerry curl 1 week. I'll do the afro with the pick with the fist in it 1 week.
But you gotta do the Jerry curl. It's gotta be dripping. Though.
I know. That's what I mean. It's gotta be the dripping wet one.
But
drip, drip,
yeah.
drip.
I'm just working on just getting the site more fluid, trying to get some writers. Hey, speaking of writers,
that's right.
If you guys are looking to do some writing, get some writing on your resume, please feel free to contact me through the contact and zombiegameronline.com. We are looking for some writers. Whether you're looking to do reviews or if you're looking for news or opinion pieces, right now we have about maybe like four active writers, but we're looking for a few more. We'll definitely be able to work something out as far as you'll definitely get like free swag, like comics, video games, and it's just. We're looking for some good, reliable people so that we can get the site on a roll. It's been a little slow lately because I've been doing a lot of things by myself. And like I said before, life has been getting on. But we're looking to get back on a roll. And we welcome a bunch of people, hopefully.
No doubt. Same here. What about you, Thicken Nation? What you got going down? What you gonna be digging into for next week?
The next 2 nights. So tomorrow.
You better be on that arc, boy. You better be on that arc tomorrow. I'm telling you, I need some help. They eating me.
Oh, you know what? Did you send the code?
Yes, sir.
I'll download it when we get off of here. So I'll load it up because I got to run some updates on my computer anyway. So I'll do that right now, fire that up, and then I get it downloaded for tomorrow. So okay, then if you want to do that tomorrow night, we'll stream that, and then Thursday because it's going to be early on Thursday because I'm watching I'm watching finals, baby.
That's true. Okay? That's true.
Steph Curry. So I'm gonna do a Steph Curry LeBreezy pre-game game before the game.
The game before the game with Thick.
Right. That's right. I would invite Bunneh, but I don't know how his schedule will be because I know sometimes it might be a little early for him. I was thinking probably about 8 to 9, maybe squeeze a game or 2 in there, and then at 9 o'clock I'm ghost.
Yeah, so, we'll see. We'll see.
So if you want to do that, let me know. Hit me up tomorrow, whatever. Let me know, and then we can do a classic game on there. We'll stream that. Do some NBA. You can take your LeBreezy. I'll take my Steph Curry, and we work it out.
No doubt.
All right, we give the people some fun, exciting, classic 2K
action.
That's right.
No doubt. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, this upcoming week, I'm hoping to get in a bit more of not MechWarrior Online as you see here. But a bit of the game we were speaking of earlier, Ark. What was it? Ark Survival Evolved. I will probably be on this channel streaming that game probably around 10 o'clock. My usual little block, a couple of hours on this channel, and then later on in the week I'll probably be playing it a bit more also. Around the same time on either the Heed Geekswagg channel or my own channel, Bunneh 3000. And we are trying to see, just like ZGO, we're trying to see if we can build some more writers and everything, get some more talent on here. I'm hoping to get Mr. Chris Willits himself to join the podcast around the whole E3 time as well. I was hoping I could have gotten him out there to actually attend E3, but the whole Heed magazine coagulation thing for press passes and stuff, I'm not certain if that worked out. I gotta speak with Chris to see whether or not that worked, but I'm gonna ask him to join us on the show in a couple of, let's see, yeah, in another week or two. I gotta speak to him and see what he's working on, to help and give us some additional insight on everything that is E3, since that's kind of in his, that's in his design and technology field of view as the managing editor of Design News. And also, I think this weekend I'm probably not gonna have time to do a lot of streaming, unfortunately, as you see me here getting blown to pieces in Mech Warrior Online. But I'm hoping I can get back on a regular schedule the following weekend. I'll have my sons here, so it'll be crazy. It'll be ridiculous. But again, we thank you guys for tuning in. We are here on Ladies of the Round Table every Tuesday, 9 p.m. for 2 hours. We wild out. We do what we do. We talk about everything from movies, TV, comics, gaming, anything our hearts desire. We even talk about music from time to time. So yes, get at us, message us. I'll make certain I have contact info, as well as all kinds of links to all the games that we spoke of on today's show in the show notes. Go to heedmag.com/Geekswagg. You can catch all of our old episodes, all of our old interviews, all kinds of stuff where we talk about everything. You can get all kinds of heated debates, just like me and Thicky have, where I win all the time because Thicky don't know what he's talking about.
I sure don't.
I always win. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. We are here. That is Makita the Grim Freaker. Say bye to the people, girl.
Peace.
And Dirty Hell Mato himself, Thicker Nation. Say bye to the people without sticking your fingers all up in the face, man. And I'm your boy, Bunneh 3000. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are OUT. Deuces.